All right, dude, kick this off. Introduce yourself, tell the viewers who you are, what you do, and all the fun facts about you.
All right. Well, my name is Derek Morris. I'm uh, born and raised London, Ontario, Canada. Compete in the CPA. Well, yeah, Canadian Physique Alliance. Just recently, I guess this year started,
Yep.
and been bodybuilding pretty much since I was like 17. So it's been on and off, but I got back into it pretty hard the last few years. So yeah, just seeing where it takes me.
That's awesome, man. So, give us kind of an overview of your competition history so far, what you've accomplished and done so far.
Uh, when I was 19, I actually did compete as a team
Okay.
bodybuilder, and that was down in the states. That was for the NGA,
Yep.
and I did that. And then I actually, when I got out of high school, I was actually personal training and working at a gym and stuff like this. And but this was like we were talking almost like 15 years ago or so.
Yeah. Way back
So
when.
I mean, it wasn't like social media like now, right? So it
Very
was like
different.
I was 20 years old, all my friends are out partying and everything like that, and nobody else was really doing that, right?
Yeah.
And so I kind of fell out of it a bit. I was working in the gym and trying to train people and stuff, and it wasn't going like I wanted, and then my own training wasn't really that great anymore, and I kind of
Yep.
fell out of it.
Yep.
So, but yeah, I competed. I love that aspect, and I love training, and I think I just kind of shifted away for the wrong reasons,
Right.
and then I started getting back into it when I was probably about 27, 28.
Okay.
Just kind of got the urge again, got all that other stuff out of my system, and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
got yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
Um,
So.
so what got you into lifting when you were younger? Like, what made you want to compete at 19 years old?
Actually, when I was my brother,
Okay.
my brother Rich, he was always into lifting and everything first. So he's like 6, 7 years older than me. So
Right.
he got into it, and then I was like, oh yeah, I want to go to the gym with my brother, right? So
For sure.
he took me to actually funny story about all this. Flexplex, where I train now.
Yep.
I also train another gym, but Flexplex, it used to be called California Fitness back in the day.
Okay.
Used to be a different gym, and that was the first gym actually I ever went to.
Oh, really, eh?
So
That's ironic.
where the deadlift platform is, and where the deadlift platform is at Flexplex, is actually where I did my first bench press.
That's funny how that worked out.
So he took me to the gym. I was like 17. I was scrawny, like 95 pounds soaking wet.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? Just
Classic.
super scrawny. And heading into high school, and I was like, I'm gonna get mauled over here. So
Yeah.
I started
Yeah.
lifting, and I got addicted to just growing, right? Just making
sweet.
gains and being more muscular, and
Yep.
that was pretty much it. I caught the bug, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Now, how was your training structured when you first started to get into it?
It was pretty much all based off of either something my brother told me that he read from Arnold, or
Yeah.
basically Flex magazine.
I think we all started there.
Back then. Yeah, it was all magazines back then, right? There was no online stuff, so
Yeah.
it was pretty much, if you want to learn something, you either know somebody that has done it, or you're going to the store and buying that new
Yeah.
issue every month.
Yeah. Starting a new program every month.
Yeah. I actually had a train. I ended up a guy named Doug Langford. He trains people out of St. Thomas, Ontario,
Right.
and he took me under his wing, and he prepped me and trained me for my first show.
Oh, cool.
And he was a bodybuilder around here back in the day. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Now, what did your prep look like when you first started? Because obviously there wasn't as much science and stuff back then compared to now, right? So what was it rough? Did you do a shit ton of cardio and no carbs? Like how was that for 19 years old?
I gotta think back now, actually.
Yeah, quick
Yeah,
test
no,
a
it
little bit.
was. He kept it. It was almost, I guess, similar to almost like an if it fit your macros. I guess actually.
Oh, really?
A little bit. I mean, it was pretty strict, but because I didn't have a lot of money back then, it was kind of like just get the numbers.
Yep.
And I was eating lean cuisines, and but near the end, like 2 weeks out from the show, or a couple weeks out from the show, it got pretty strict. It was
Yeah.
pretty much just like I was eating. Actually, at one point, I was eating raw potatoes.
Oh,
I was eating
ew.
some raw. It was disgusting. I tried it. It didn't work out.
That's nasty.
Yeah, it was pretty much chicken, rice, potatoes. It was pretty
The
standard
staples.
near the end, but
Yep.
yeah, it was it was good. I got pretty lean. I mean, I think I was 145 pounds when I stepped on stage.
Wow. How tall are you?
I started off. Yeah, I was pretty late. I started out about 170 or something like that, dying down.
Yep. Yep. How tall are you?
Yeah. 5'8", 5'9", somewhere in there.
Oh yeah, so you got down there. You got
Yeah,
peeled.
yeah.
What are you at right now? What are you sitting at right now?
Pretty small bone structure though. Like I don't have like big wrists,
Yeah.
Anything like that. I don't have like a big structure, so I think I can get lower and still come off as holding some muscle. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Right on. So you are what, 2 weeks out now, right?
2 weeks tomorrow. Yeah.
Tomorrow. And what show is that?
It's the Canadian Natural IFBB Pro qualifier.
So is that like is that nationals or because they've changed it all, right? Because it's not because I competed last year. It was a CBBF.
Basically, yeah. I think it is because now that it's all kind of merged.
Yeah.
They say. I mean, if you win the show or if you win your category or whatever, I guess apparently you get a pro card. They're giving out 13 pro cards for the IFBB.
Holy.
So, but I mean, really, if you get a natural pro card through the IFBB, I don't know how much further you're going to go with that, but
yeah.
It was basically I did the show in May, the Stephanie Worsfold Classic,
right?
And then I was like, well, I'm already in shape and I qualified for this show, so
might as well.
Let's just hang on to the conditioning fairly well.
Yep.
Regan took me on, and then he just said, let's just work on dialing you in better for the next show.
How'd you get hooked up with him? Just through FlexPlex?
Yeah, pretty much through FlexPlex. I followed him before that, and then I started training at his gym last year. And then I just kind of got to know some of the people there, and they're like, oh yeah, you should look at Regan. You know what I mean? Maybe he can dial you in for your next show. Right? He was really busy for the other show.
Yeah. And
then I looked into it earlier in the year, and he wasn't available. And then I took on. I hired actually Garrett Coelho, who's a classic physique competitor in the IFBB. So
right.
That was all done online, and he was great. He got me dialed in. It was really good.
Perfect.
And then now that Regan was back, I was just like, well, maybe I'll try Regan out. He's in my city. I can see, talk to him in person more and stuff like that. So
nice. Yeah. I want to make London's about 4 hours from me, so I definitely want to make a trip down there and. Because you see it all on social media, right? You're like, that gym is amazing.
Yeah. No, it is. I mean, the first time I went in, I was just like, oh, yeah, this is...
It's old school.
This is where I'm going to train, you know what I mean?
Is it busy? Like, is it packed when you go in there? Like, is there people everywhere or no?
I think just the times I go, it's not, because I go either early or I go really late, I go either 2 hours before close or I'm in the morning,
right.
So... there's a lot of, apparently it's pretty busy midway through the day,
right.
That big chunk midday. But
I get people right after work.
Yeah, exactly.
So what's your training looking like right now? Like you're obviously 2 weeks out, so what's it structured like right now?
The training, it's there's a lot of volume. I would say that it's a lot of volume right now. I was always used to going, 4 times, 5 times a week maybe. Mm-hmm. And the last show I definitely did more off days.
Okay.
This show is pretty much just it's like 6 days a week. So.
Oh wow. Yeah. How you feeling on that?
Legs are broken up into 2 days and stuff like that. So.
Yeah.
But I think it's good. I think I've just gotten used to it.
Yeah.
I'm eating more for this prep. The last prep I didn't eat as much. There wasn't as much. The carbs were lower, so I think the carbs higher. Mixed with the higher volume is kind of equaling out. Yeah.
Fuel the training.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So.
What about cardio?
But I love it. Cardio, it kind of ramps up and down. It's it'll be lower on kind of the heavier muscle group days.
Yep.
And we're going a little higher on the easier days.
Yeah. What's your cardio of choice? What have you been doing right now?
I've just been doing steady state walk like treadmill.
Nice. Just go for a walk.
I did a lot of stairmaster last prep, and I don't know. There's no science behind it, but I feel like the way my legs looked, they just kind of looked deflated. I feel like it just killed them. You know what
You
I
just
mean?
fried them. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I just feel like they were kind of deflated, and I actually asked around on Instagram. I was messaging a bunch of like top guys like John Meadows. I messaged all these guys, right, just to
Yeah,
see what. Hey, have you ever noticed any Hammer Fitness? Like,
yeah,
what's his
yeah.
name there?
Yep.
Right? I messaged a bunch of guys and just trying to find out, like, have you ever noticed if you do like low impact or high
Yeah.
impact, like if it affects your legs, like if you notice kind of a shrinking. And I got mixed answers, so I mean
Really.
everybody seems to say different things, right?
Yeah, like we did when I did nationals last year in May.
Yeah,
I think we did more like treadmill and stuff, even like spin bike, just like a steady kind of what you're saying there, just like a steady state. But then
yeah,
for the one in November that I did, we dabbled in the stairmaster a little bit more, and I think I can see both sides of it. Like I think my legs were like maybe leaner, but it's almost like you said they kind of just looked deflated, like almost like they lost some fullness maybe.
yeah, yeah.
So I don't know if it's
And I
like
mean, I don't know. It might just come with the territory too, right? I mean, the a lot of times, like for me, my body, like I'll be shredded up top.
yeah,
I'm ready to go like 2 weeks out. Like my upper body, I don't think it's gonna get much more shredded.
right.
It's pretty lean right. But my lower body takes longer to come in. Like last show, I think it was the last week. That's when it came in. Like when we really started to drop
You're
water
like, come
carbs.
on, come on.
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah. So, but this actually right now they're I would say right now they're almost leaner than they were at last show.
Yep,
I'm 2 weeks out, so
nice.
that's a good sign. So,
Yeah, that's awesome. So what drew you to classic physique more so than just regular bodybuilding?
um, I mean, like I said, I did try the bodybuilding when I was younger. I think the classic physique, I've been following more of those physiques online lately, the
Yep,
last year or so. So I think that's kind of what drew me to it. I was like, kind of like the getting back into like displaying your physique in that way.
yep, more artistic.
Kind of, yeah, more artistic. Keeping everything tight. Still, these guys are looking big, but I mean, yeah, just not walking out and going boom, boom, boom. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Like
yeah,
and then just kind of sauntering off. I don't know. I got more into the classic physique. I still love open bodybuilding. It's a great, obviously, category. But
yeah.
for me and my body structure, I think it's the classic physique just fits me.
So
Better.
what's your range like? Because with classic, there's height and weight. So what are your limits there?
For me, it seems to all go in CPA right now. It's all it goes up to 190 for my height, so that's my cutoff.
And you're gonna be
So that
145.
Oh no, I'll be like last show I was what did I weigh? 158 or something was my lowest
Right.
before I carved back up. So this show, I mean, I don't know what I'm gonna be, to be honest. I have no idea. I know I'll be probably around there. I'm like 163 somewhere in there right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see. But I mean, yeah, I'm definitely gonna be one of the lighter guys. Some of the pictures from my old show, though, like I look at the pictures and it doesn't really. You can't. It's hard to tell. You know what I mean? Because
Once you're on
I'm
stage.
standing next to a guy. The guy who won, I think he was like 168 or 70 pounds, and I was like 160, let's say.
Yep.
So 10-pound difference, but we were both fairly close. He had a little more. He had more thickness from the front for sure. But yeah, I mean, once you're on stage, that's all that
Yeah.
matters.
Once you're under the lights, it makes a huge difference, right? Like it's kind of washes away the whole like obviously if someone's like 150 to 200, you're gonna notice that. But if it's like you just said there, like a 10-pound differential, it's probably gonna be
Right.
you're not gonna notice it.
Yeah, and like I say, your body structure is going to determine how that comes off on you too, right?
Yeah,
If
exactly.
you're a big guy with a big rib cage on you and wide shoulders, I mean, you might just look skinny,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
At 180, and
yeah,
or
very different.
soft, right? So it just depends.
So what's some struggles you've had with competing with kids and stuff? Like you mentioned at the beginning there, you got 2 kids. So how's that with eating chicken and rice all the time and
And
they don't want that.
yeah, exactly, right? Yeah. Well, it's a lot of Dad cooks his meals. I prep my food. Say like I'll prep every few days, right?
Yep.
Mainly the meat. I put the meats already, so I can just toss the carbs in there.
Right.
But that's pretty much it. Like I cook my own stuff and have it in containers, and then I just dish it out, right? And then whatever they need, I got to get their food first.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whatever they want. But it is hard when you're dieting, and a lot of people say, okay, well, how do you stick to a diet? Well, one of the best ways is to just not have it in the house. Well, I can't do that because I got two kids running around that want bear paws and whatever else, right? Goldfishies and everything else. Yeah. So I mean, like I open up the pantry and there it is every day, right? It's sitting there waiting for me. I could easily just go grab some stuff. It's all around me, but I think I just have that mindset where I just don't care. That's their stuff. Whatever they can eat what they eat. I have to focus on this, so that's why I'm eating like this.
Now, what do you do when you go to like a restaurant, for example? Like if you go out with your family, and like how do you tackle those things?
Usually we just try to pick somewhere where there will be something on the menu that I can eat.
Yeah.
Like usually just basic. I'll just go. It's pretty much automatic. It'll either be a chicken and rice type meal with veggies, But same thing. I try to avoid going to Burger King or something like that.
No,
it's better for the kids too, but we still do that for them. I'll pick stuff up for them and then we'll just bring it home.
Yeah.
And then I'll just eat what I eat.
Your Tupperware.
Yeah, everybody's happy, right?
Yeah. What do you do for work? Like, what do you do full time?
I'm a diesel mechanic, so truck mechanic.
How's that getting your meals in?
It's tough. It's not bad because we get, you get your 15 or 20 or whatever it winds up being, 2 of those a day plus your lunch. So meal-wise, I can structure that easy with my meals. It works out great.
Yeah.
Physical-wise, it's pretty tough because you're slugging. I could have days where I'm sweating and slugging at work, and then I still got to go train and everything else. So it's hard to juggle the physicalness of it. But, it's definitely not easy when you have a physical job.
No, I got a client right now who's planning to compete next year, and he's roofing right now. So he'll come in after roofing all day, and he's just fried.
Yeah, exactly. It's tough, Some days I just like, man, I feel like I already worked out back today at work.
Yeah.
Or I already worked out, but you didn't. You just zapped from all the calories gone, right?
Yeah. So what are your calories at right now? Like what are your macros?
It's around about 2,300 or so.
Okay.
Right now.
And are you following like a clean plan versus a macros breakdown?
It's pretty much an eating plan, yeah. So eat this, and when I was reading there, Team Grimes, he gave me like an eating plan. He has like a swap list of foods that you can swap in and out.
Yep.
So I mean, you can kind of make it if it fits your macros, but it's based on the list, right?
Yeah.
So and it's all clean food. There's no real It's all meats, veggies, taters, all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
Which I'm fine with. I've always found my physique responds better with clean, good food. But it's definitely we're doing basically some carb cycling and just following the meal plan. So
right on.
That's what he said to do. So that's what I do.
That's what you do. So what's your favorite workout? What body part do you look forward to every week?
I'd say shoulders. I love training shoulders and probably back. Probably shoulders and back.
Now, is each muscle group split? Is back its own day, shoulders its own day, chest its own day?
It's basically I get a lot of haters, but it's basically like your classic bro split, right? Like you're doing, I'm doing quads and calves Monday. Next day will be chest and tris. Back and shoulders. So it's like, but I find if you're hitting chest hard on one day, you're touching on shoulders. So you can say that I'm doing a full workout, right? Like, it's so subjective. I find, like, again, I've been around a while. I was around when bro splits were the only thing that was there. That's what people just
and it was the best thing you could do, right?
Yeah, exactly. And then all the push-pull stuff came in the last few years, and I was kind of like, when you actually think about it, we're all just kind of doing the same stuff. Like, whether you call it push-pull or you call it pro split,
Yeah.
you're still hitting the muscles directly and indirectly a few times a week. So
Yeah, and like
I don't
the
get-
day you're doing quads, the hammies are still getting a bit of work, right?
Yeah, exactly.
The day you're doing back, your biceps are getting work. Like it's
Yeah. So I mean, and the harder you train, the harder you're going to hit those supplementary muscles, right?
Yeah.
So, I've tried both programs, and honestly, I haven't noticed like any groundbreaking difference.
Yeah. You don't have any secret science you can tell us right now.
Well, I can't give it all away, right?
Fair enough.
But yeah.
So what's your like go to exercises? So say for shoulders, for example, what do you always do?
I would say I've had really good response probably in the last year from really focusing on like doing laterals, any type of lateral movement, like properly.
Yeah.
So I see it a lot in the gym, where people are just they're just getting it up there and they don't care.
Grab the 50s.
Yeah, they're just get it up, right? That's going to work the shoulders, but it's really not,
No.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Now your shoulders becoming the supporting muscle, right? Like
Yeah.
Now you're just like hoofing it up there.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, when I dropped the weight down and really focused on like you making the muscle that you're trying to work
Mm-hmm.
for shoulder, I had way better results. Just
Nice.
And less shoulder pain.
Yeah.
So it's twofold. I used to put up like 100-pound dumbbells and stuff like this for shoulder press, and it was just like it never did me that good.
No. I find too, like on shoulder press, for example, people will like overarch it, and it's almost like just doing incline now, and you're like you're defeating the purpose. Like I know what you mean. It's bad.
Yeah, totally.
It's bad.
Totally. And I see it all the time at the gym, right? You've probably seen it at the gyms in your area, right?
Yeah.
It's just people get caught up and they just watch videos online and of these big dudes throwing weights around. They just think that's how it's done. But
yeah,
you can do it that way, but it's going to come at a price, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, what about for back? What do you always hit on back day?
For back day, I would say mostly I do like to throw in a shrug exercise.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much a staple. There's got to be something in there for my traps.
Yep.
But definitely I've been for sure liking doing a lot of like rack pulls, anything for that's some sort of compound movement.
Yep.
I've been trying to keep in there. But I had some lower back pain, some issues going on there. So doing like floor deads and squats with the bar on my back.
Yep.
It was just becoming an issue for me. Just it was just wrecking my workouts because it would be like 2 sets in and then it would tweak, right? So I started doing rack pulls and then different types of squats, and now it seems fine. So.
Cool.
But yeah, definitely some compound stuff for back.
What's your workout that you're like, meh, that doesn't get you amped up? Everybody's got that one body part that they're like, I guess I got to do it, so I'll do it. But
probably I'd say honestly for me, I like training almost everything. But abs kind of bores me.
Yeah, there's only so much you can do.
Abs. I used to hate training legs, but I think now it's actually coming up there. I'm actually enjoying training legs again.
Yeah.
So the only thing left really is probably abs. I never trained abs for years.
Yeah.
And now I'm training abs again. It's okay, but it's just kind of sprinkled in there.
So what's your? That's what I was gonna ask. So what's your ab training? Like, do you have like? After back day is like 10 minutes of ab work, or after your morning cardio, for example, or like, what do you do with that?
Yeah, I wasn't doing any, and then Regan added in abs recently, so he's kind of been sprinkling them in certain workouts, just a couple exercises, probably just just to harden them up, get the blood in there, get them working.
Yep.
And my abs they're decent, so I wouldn't want to like. Try and make them grow or start adding weighted, stuff to them.
Is it all just body weight stuff then?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, body weight stuff or maybe a little bit of cable stuff, but mostly all body weight. Leg raises, that's a big one. Leg raises, like hang leg raises. Yeah. I think that's one of the best exercises anyways.
Yeah, that's a good one for sure. What about with you being in classic with the vacuum? Do you have to work on that? Do you try to work on it? What do you do with that?
I don't think it's not mandatory, but I mean, I've been trying to start doing it.
Yep.
It's tough. It's tough. It's definitely something that I think you have to really work on. I think you got to stretch a lot and really work on manipulating that because
I can't do
not
it to save my life.
Yeah, it's like to get that to suck in like some of these guys, it's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
I couldn't even.
It blows my mind, like someone like Regan being that big and still be able to do it, and I'm like 100 pounds lighter than him, and I can't do it. Like it just doesn't. It doesn't compute.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get it.
I feel like my abs are they're like too tight. You know,
Yeah,
I go suck in and just. Yeah, I don't know if you got to lay back and just stretch them out every day or what. It's just like
I don't know.
Crazy.
They know something we don't.
Yeah, I don't know. Must be. I have to ask them that when I see them.
So what's your current like supplement protocol right now? Are you taking like vitamins and protein and pre-workout every day, or what are you doing with that?
Yeah, I have kind of my own vitamin protocol, if you will, just like your regular stuff, vitamin D3 and C and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
And then basically like Regan wanted me to take some certain stuff, so I started adding in BCAAs, not BCAAs, sorry, essential amino acids. I had those in during my workout. Creatine is still there. That's pretty much a staple, I think, nowadays, most guys.
Yeah.
Whey isolate, still taking, and taking some ZMA before bed.
Yep.
And, just like basic stuff. There's nothing crazy, like fancy. I think really with being under him, it's mostly all really diet. It's really keeping the diet focused in on. So, because that's where all the manipulation is going to take place.
That's, I think, too, like, people overlook diet so much. Like, I had a new client just come in, and he's like, I want to get bigger. I'm like, you need to eat, like, everything.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, well, and he's like, okay, well, what should I do in the gym tomorrow? I'm like, what did I just say?
Yeah, exactly. I see a lot of these guys, like, especially at the more commercial gym that I train at, and they just, they'll be like, what do you do, or how do you get big arms or whatever, right? You know how it is, and then you kind of tell them, well, I mean, you can train in the gym as hard as you want, but if you're not doing what you need to do outside the gym, you're basically just spinning your wheels. You know what I mean? Because you're tearing it down, and then you're maybe only giving your body enough to just get back to where you were.
Yeah,
you know what
recover.
I mean? Yeah, just enough to survive, basically, and come back. So I mean, you gotta be strict, especially if you're natural, right? I mean,
yeah, for sure.
Not that the unnatural guys have it easy, but
it's different.
The natural guys, I mean, you got to pound it in there and force it to grow, right?
I think it's hard too with the whole rise of social media and stuff. Everybody wants to look good all the time, and like when I tell these guys, or like even for myself, right? You gotta be okay with getting a little fluffy, right? To put on muscle. So it's like that's a hard pill for people to swallow. I don't want to lose my abs. Well, you're not gonna get bigger then.
Yeah, well, then that's the other flip of the coin too. Is a lot of these guys, now that men's physique is out, they just want to look like that all year long, right?
Yeah.
But what they don't realize is to get those big shoulders, like all those guys can be classic physique guys.
Yeah.
Really. I mean, most of them. And to get a physique that actually looks good like that, I mean, most of those guys do not stay like that all year long.
No, you can't.
Like you still need to grow, right? You still need to. They don't understand that, right? So they just lift up their shirt and go, "Oh yeah, look at my abs." But I mean, I can just get skinny and have abs.
Well, yeah. Well, and like in the sport, with the sport in mind, it's like, okay, next year, are you gonna have those same abs and the same shoulders, or do you want to lose the abs for a little bit and then get them back with bigger shoulders? Like you gotta pick your battle. Well,
exactly right, and that's one thing that drives me crazy. The atmosphere. When I train at Flexplex, everybody's like super intense. Everybody's into training. Everybody is into their goals. You know what I mean? Just sweating like a pig, right? And then I go over to a different gym, and it's just like everybody's staring out talking. There's not a drop of sweat like on anybody's shirt.
That's the hard part about where I live. Like I train at like a private gym, so I can go there by myself, right, and be, like you just said, into my goals and have the tunes blasting and stuff. But then if I go to like the Good Life here, it's just like, as you said, it's people sitting around talking and they're, complaining about their girlfriend and then talking about what they're going to do on the weekend. And I'm like, this is not where I want to be.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, and I see them train, and I'm just like, how do you not know that you need some help?
Yeah.
Like really, you should. Like when I was younger, when I was their age, I was going up to like the bigger guys who looked like they were training properly or whatever, and I'd be like, hey man, like how do you do that or whatever,
Yep.
or I'd work in, and it was a lot more like conversation. But now I don't know where they're getting information from, but it's just yeah, there's not all of them, but I mean a lot of them need to like do
Smart
more
enough.
education before they tackle the gym that hard. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Just start reading up, like educate yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know
Be
what
a
it
lot
is. It's
further.
like I don't train forever. Like if I'm in there for an hour, that's like a decent amount of time for me. Like I'm 45 minutes to an hour because like I don't waste time in the gym. But like I'll see people that'll be like on the lat pull down over there when I walk into the gym, and then I'll go get changed and I'll go through my workout and they're still on that same lat pull down. I'm like, what have you
Yeah.
done for an hour? It's
And they've
bad.
only done 4 sets because they talked for
Yeah,
like 10
exactly.
minutes
They're
between
they're
sets.
on their phone or they're on their, talking to their buddies, and it's just like,
Yeah.
dude, smarten up.
Yeah. Yeah, and then the set, and then you see an Instagram post where they're just like, "Oh yeah, getting it done, like
Killed it.
training super hard."
Yeah,
You know, I'm like, dude, I was there. No,
you didn't do that.
It didn't happen,
Yeah,
right? But yeah, it's just so. I mean, they don't get it. I've had a few people go through workouts with me that I've known for years at the gym. They just see me train or whatever, and we all talk, and they'll be like, "Hey, you're training shoulders today? Let's train shoulders. So
Yep.
we'll train together." And yeah, they're just like, "Whoa, that was like that was crazy." You know what I mean? Like they can't believe the intensity that they put out.
yeah,
Like themselves, right?
yeah,
They don't train that hard. They just don't have the motivation or whatever you want to call it. They get caught up in there's 5 large screen TVs over top of the weight section, or they just
the game's on. I gotta watch the game.
yeah, exactly. What's going on here? And next thing you know, it's 10 minutes between leg press sets, right?
Yeah, yeah. Leg press is a good chair, anyways. You're set up right
Yeah,
there.
exactly. You just leave the same weight on and just
Yeah. All right, man.
Sniff.
With that in mind, what is your maybe top 2 or 3 tips to people that are, because you've been around a long time, people getting into the gym, people new to working out, maybe people that want to get into competing. Give me a couple little tidbits for them that I can share.
First thing, I mean, if you want to get into the gym, establish what your goal is first.
Right.
That should be the first thing that you need to like write it down. You know what I mean? Come open with it and be like, this is what I actually want. Because if you don't know what you want, then you're going to be one of those people that goes to the gym and just kind of looks, what am I doing? I don't know. Just picks a machine. It's just a waste of time. So
yeah,
you gotta have a focus on what you want. You want to lose weight, gain muscle, whatever it is, and then I would say try and seek out the right help. And that may not necessarily be the trainer at the gym.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, that's a good thing.
A lot of those trainers have zero experience. I call them rep counters, right? So a lot of them, they just stand there with the clipboard and rep count and talk about their weekend. I mean, that's no good either. So, seek out somebody who's knowledgeable to help you reach those goals.
Yeah.
And if you're in Belleville, maybe Leroy here.
Hey.
But yeah, and then after that, make sure you're using that hour that you're in the gym intensely. Like, make sure you go in there with that purpose that I'm here for an hour, and if I'm training chest, I'm training chest, and I'm not leaving until, in my mind, I feel like that was
you accomplished something.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you want to make every training session count.
Right.
Because, every one that you just lollygag and then you leave the gym, well, you just lost like a week. You know what I mean? If you're not going to train again for a week. But you know what I'm saying? And it just builds and adds up, and then it's like a year later, and you're like, man, I haven't really noticed anything.
Yeah.
Right? But really, it could just be your intensity, right?
Exactly.
So, and obviously, I'll add a fourth diet. You got to get that diet in check. So
what do you? What's your big one? Like, if someone's new to like diet, like there's so many things nutrition wise you can look up, right? There's like different diet plans, nutrition things. Like it's overwhelming. What would you suggest to someone that's like, okay, I want to start working out with more than likely the goal of building muscle? What's the first thing they should start doing with their diet?
For building muscle, the first thing I'd suggest is probably writing down or figuring out exactly what you're already at.
Right.
I watched that interview with you and what was it? Wilkins? What's his name? Brent Wilkins?
Adam Wilkes?
Was that?
Wait.
Adam Wilkes.
Yeah.
Sorry. I watched that last night. But so I was like, this is gonna be funny when he talks to me because I'm totally contradictory to Adam.
I love it.
He's like, I eat 1,600 or whatever it was, and that's it. But I think you got to figure out where you are already at.
Yeah.
In my opinion, because everyone's metabolism is different. What works for, say, Adam there?
Yep.
Obviously, his metabolism is okay suited for that, right?
Yeah, exactly.
He can get away with picking that number based on his body weight or whatever, and he rolls with it. He knows that just works now.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people have absolutely no idea about what they take in per day for calorie-wise. So you can't say that this guy at 160 pounds is going to be eating the same as this guy at 160 pounds to grow, right? Yep. Because different metabolism. So figure out metabolism or your calories, what you're eating. Write it all down for a week. Throw it in MyFitnessPal.
Yep.
Try and get an average, and then start increasing from there. Really manipulate the carbs and proteins. Probably the proteins on most people is going to have to go up because most people don't eat enough protein in the beginning.
Yeah, exactly.
I see. Especially if you're doing if it fits your macros, eating like out of the boxes and stuff like. You know what I mean?
Pizza and donuts.
Yeah, it doesn't add up very quick, and it's not a very good source of protein, right? So
yeah, exactly.
But that's what I would say. For some of the first things is figuring out where you're already at. And then you got to start manipulating that whole scene there.
Cool. That was awesome. All right, man. Well, I appreciate this. This was really good.
No, it's good to talk to somebody else who's in the industry, kind of like in this area, Yeah.
Do you ever come this way towards Belleville at all? Like, are you ever like Toronto, Oshawa area?
Only if I'm going up there for like a trip or something like that. Usually, I actually my wife's grandfather used to live in Belleville.
Oh yeah.
Years ago.
Yeah.
But so we don't really make it up there anymore.
Well, I'm gonna plan a trip down to Flexplex some weekend because I just want to train there, and there's someone like yourself. There's people that like-minded that I don't have around here, so just to be in that environment, even for a day, I think would just be fun. So I'll have to, we'll touch base definitely before I come down and we'll set something up.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, maybe we can set something up and, get in there when Regan's training or something like that. And it'll just be a crazy atmosphere in there, especially when he's in there training with a couple of his buddies. So
is he there like every day?
Is he there?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's there, I think, pretty much every morning. Yeah, I think he kind of pieces out around noon, but yeah, he's usually there in the morning, and then I think he comes back to train again at some point. He does some cardio and then comes back later to train. But yeah. So he's pretty involved there still. Yeah,
that's cool. That's awesome. All right, man. Plug your Instagram and stuff. Where can people find you so they can see you crush it in 2 weeks?
So I'm Morris_muscle. And it's on Instagram there, and that's pretty much it, man. I'm trying to post more nowadays. Just to kind of, have fun with it, post more stuff, just see where it takes me. I actually am a certified personal trainer. I haven't really done too much with it because I was so busy with, once I had kids and all that.
For sure.
So, but now I'm starting to try to kind of do a little bit more of that on the side. Cool. So,
right on, man. Good talk. Yeah, this was great. Well, you have a good rest of your day, and I'll be looking out for you in 2 weeks. We'll have to touch base again after you compete and discuss the adventure.
Yeah, for sure, man. I'll give you the rundown of how it went out there. It's supposed to be a lot of good physique, so it'll just be cool to see all these like crazy physiques I've been seeing online. So
yeah, man. All right, dude. Yeah. Well, you have a good day.
All right, man.
Thanks again, buddy.
Peace.
Bye.
Yeah, see you, man.